Hey guys, Viking Princess here, excited to be back with another video. Ever since I did my first VR review video, which is this one right here, I've been getting a lot of comments about people playing a game called Until You Fall. So this week I figured, why not check it out and see what it's all about. My name is Tina. I am a clinical exercise physiologist and a personal trainer and former fitness presenter. I have been a gamer my entire life and is super excited about VR and using VR in your fitness journey. Before we get to the details, if you are new here and a VR enthusiast and a VR fitness enthusiast specifically, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button on the video. There is a lot of good ones here for you already, and I got a lot more information to come. Most of the games that all of the games that I have reviewed so far on this channel have been games with a very big fitness component that are often talked about as traditional fitness games. Until You Fall is different. Until You Fall is a game. Like, straight through and through. It is built on, leveling your weapons, different skills and extra powers. And there's a lot to get into. It's not just kind of press and then start working out and start sweating. It's very different from those other type of games in the sense that you kind of have to start a little slow and build your way up. The first time you start the game, you are put up against a boss and it gets into your face and you die. You fall. Then you end up in this underworld kind of area. This is where you can train on some of your strokes. There's like a half-dead enemy dude there that you can hit. You have your weapons. You start with a very basic set of a sword and a knife that are summoned while holding in your trigger button. So when you are playing, you're constantly holding the trigger to have your weapons out. Each weapon has different abilities, and you can see them by holding your palm up. You will always have your sword in your right and your knife in your left. So lifting your palm up and then clicking your finger, like your trigger button thing, the top one. What's the technical term? So like this one. So holding your hand up and clicking this finger button thing will show you the stats of the weapon that you have. You can also upgrade your weapons by using something called ethers, which you get by moving through the game. There are 3 difficulty settings for the game. You have your easy and your difficult and moderate, challenging, and hardcore. I've been playing it on challenging, which is the middle kind of intensity there. And it is challenging, definitely. And the description even say, be prepared to fall a lot. And they're not lying. You fall a lot. But here's the good thing. When you move through, you learn different skills. You get ether. You come back. You level up your weapons. As you are beating more and more difficult, like enemies, dead dudes, demons, things, you get better and better weapons. So in the beginning, I had a super hard time, striking down like the first guy who doesn't even have a weapon to attack you with. I think he just kind of claws at you. But as I'm getting more and more weapons, I can literally just yeah, he's dead. Like that. As you learn about the game, you have things like, words are really hard for me today, and I keep just making the sound of the attack, and I don't know how useful that is for you, but it's like fire in his face, like up there. Yeah. Anyways, you get to kind of stun them by crashing into them, your enemies. When you're walking around, you are using your joystick mainly on your left hand. The right hand, it's dash. Dash is what it's called. Your right hand, if you press it forward, you will dash forward into the guy. Don't use your right hand unless you want to use your dash damage. You can look at the bottom, how many dashes you have left. They do regenerate fairly slow, actually. And they're very, 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 very powerful. Definitely just keep an eye on that. Once you're dashing into enemy, you stun them and you get to attack. They drop their guard. The further away you are when you initiate the dash, the more damage you do. And you can see if you are within dash range when there's a little arrow underneath your enemy that turns red. Once you are close to your enemy, literally just attack. Go bananas. You're always, of course, holding in your lower button to make sure you have your gun in hand. And each weapon has some kind of an alt. You can see it at the bottom. Again, you have those little stat bar in front of you when you're playing, which is awesome. And once your icon for your weapon starts glowing, your alt is ready. You release the alt by clicking the trigger. Alts can change and get updated as you're updating your weapons, which you do by collecting ether. You get either by finishing a level or by selecting the reward at the end of the level. Every time you go and you start playing, you're leaving your little underworld hub and entering the world of something that you need to beat bad people in. It looks different. It's not the exact same every time, which is really neat. But sometimes you get faced with really difficult guys right away and just fall immediately, and then you don't get any ether. And then this voice lady that is at home with you gets sassy, and but you get back out there. That's what you do. Once you clear one level, you can put your weapon away, just release your buttons, and you get to pick between 3 stones that appear in front of you, and they will have different values. Now, this is also different each time. You level up your weapons and your health meter and everything as you go, but once you fall, it all resets and you have to start over again. Any weapon upgrades you do while you're in like your home base, that actually stays. Even if you fall, but anything that is done while you are moving through the world sticks with you only for that round. Definitely take the time to read through them. Some of them are just, giving you some health back. Some is ether. And I do recommend in the beginning, like just get tons of ether so you can level up your weapons. Once you are defeated by an enemy, you fall. It will show you how far along on the journey you came. I haven't made it through the first boss yet. So yeah, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna get to the end of there, but at least now after a couple hours of playing, my weapons are getting really strong and I can start to see that, okay, this could be possible, but I have to admit it felt pretty rough the first few times through. As I already mentioned, the thing that I found was the most difficult to learn skill-wise in the game so far has been proper blocking. Turns out there are actual visual cues for this. You will see a line come up across the screen. It will be in a light blue, and that's how you need to put your weapon on the angle that it's showing, and it will turn green once you have a successful block. Depending on the enemy, most enemies will take a lot of block damage, and they might get stunned just by the one block, and it leaves them open for you to attack. There are also slash directions I have noticed for special like combos and more force and power when you are attacking. So try and pay attention to those yellow lines and slash in the direction that it is showing. Some of the more complicated dudes definitely use your dash, but also retreat. Blocking some of those guys is almost impossible. It's so fast, like boom, 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 and I can't even see the lines to get through that, and it took me a really long time to get through them. The last enemy I've also come across has a big hammer and will just like slam you, and you really actually have to start ducking. So now we're getting to a point where you're looking at a pretty intense workout. I'm really excited actually, because when I was recording this video and recording the gameplay, that's the first time I beat the big hammer dude, and I beat him twice. And I got the first boss. Didn't beat the first boss, but I think I did okay. It was really interesting, and I definitely have to think about my strategies on this one when I go back in. But at least I have the video here so I can show you what it looks like. And yeah, it was super cool. Because I beat this big like hammer dude for the first time while I was recording, once I get back to my underground little home thing after I had fallen, I had a new weapon upgrade. So this is what it looks like. It will replace my dagger. It looks like a big like I don't know what those are called, but like a medieval club thing. Up until that point, I had been successful in runs up to like 3 or 4 minutes, was probably where they were averaging. So when I was looking at my overall heart rate, it wasn't specifically high. For about 40 minutes, I had an average heart rate of 105 beats per minute, and I only got up to 144 beats per minute. So it is definitely, in that sense, on the lower intensity scale as compared to a lot of the other fitness games where you really just get high up there and stay pretty high throughout the whole experience. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Again, like I feel this game is more of a game. It's not necessarily a fitness game, but of course you're getting those added benefits because you are standing up. As you are progressing and getting into more and more difficult challenges, and these dead dudes are attacking you in different ways, and you're gonna have to incorporate ducking and running away. Yes, the intensity got up a lot. I think my last run there, 10 minutes, felt very similar to what Thrill of the Fight felt after like a long 3-round match. You can check out my review of Thrill of the Fight right here if you haven't seen it yet. To conclude, what do I want to say? This is a game. This is not necessarily a fitness game. So if you are into just pure VR fitness, this might not be for you, because you do have to learn about your weapons and your ults and the different skills. and it takes a while to level up. And I felt like the first hour of gameplay was pretty low key. Again, that could just be me. I didn't watch any reviews of this game before playing it because I just kind of want to go in there completely unbiased. And it took me about an hour to start properly learning blocking and these like attack streaks so that I could get past the more intense enemies and get more out of it. So it's possible that if you already know that, because you should, because you watched this video, you can get into the more intense part of the game faster. I love how the game starts you out though really slow. You have to move through those levels, which give your body a chance to warm up and get into it. If you are someone who is all about games, but just kind of want to start thinking about adding some fitness to your journey, then this is a great starting point. I really love playing it, and I'm going to be playing a lot more of it. That's for sure. Definitely one of those games that if I don't feel like working out, but just want to play a game, this is going to be the one. It used to be Beat Saber. It's probably still going to be a little bit of Beat Saber. But this was super, 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 super fun. So with that, thank you to everyone who has recommended this game to me. It is definitely different than a lot of the other games that I have on my headset right now. And it is going straight up there in like the top 2-3 for sure. If there is any games that I haven't reviewed that you would love to see, make sure to let me know in the description below. I do have a couple planned, but I am always looking for more to put on my list. Before I leave, I'm gonna just put a little note there for Discord. Make sure you join our Discord. We are just now starting our May challenge. I want to say congratulations to Tempest, who won the gift cards after our April challenge, completing a total of, I think, 21 walks of 30 minutes or more throughout the month. So super proud of you. And we are moving into our May challenge, which is going to be 50 kilometers total of walking or running distance throughout the month. So if you're not in Discord yet and you want to hang out, make sure to join up with the community. You can also head over to Twitch, where I stream Monday to Friday. I'm generally playing PUBG. I'm a PUBG partner, and that's where I like to hang out. But I also make food and cook and hang out with my community. So you are more than welcome to come, say hi, introduce yourself, and meet some amazing people. And with that, we are done for today. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Of course, leave a like because you are still here. And hopefully that means it's because you are liking the video. It really helps out the algorithm so much. I appreciate it. And I will see you all next week.